Welcome, comrades, to Vehicle Carnage. This viewing, we work with great Stalin for betterment of burnout nation. Okay, so I think that's enough of the horrible Russian accent, but as you can see behind me, Stalin is back. Now the Soviet is waiting for a roadworthy certificate, I've decided to bring this in and get it all buttoned up around the edges. Since finishing it last time, I have driven this car all of about once. The clutch does not engage properly, the battery needs to be charged, the switches we put in it are still not mounted correctly, the steering wheel doesn't point straight to where the wheels are pointed. Yeah, so there's plenty to be done, but just lots of little niggly stuff. So hopefully we should get this all done. Oh, plus there's a brand new 2.5-inch system, exhaust system to go all the way through on this car. So that should keep it quiet and a bit easier to live with. So the goal now is to get it running properly, get it engaging gears properly so that we can get it up onto the car ramps and then start working on getting this exhaust fitted up. So we come down here to where the battery normally sits, and this is the first one we're going to fix up. So this cable carries current to the starter motor, and that needs to be bolted in up and under here. So we're going to work on that first. I accidentally ripped it out when putting the battery in. It's a bit tricky and a bit tight to get it in here. So we're going to cable tie some of the cables and hoses and that out of the way so that doesn't happen again. Yes, so mount that up correctly, and then we will move on to getting that clutch cable sorted out. What was that? And I guess we'll put that back on properly. Anyway, let's get it going. First job done. Okay, so for the next one, we'll head inside Stalin and fix up this mess. So we've made a panel for it. I'm sure I filmed that a long time ago. That's meant to sit right in there where the factory radio normally goes and make those switches sit nice and pretty. And oh, maybe we should we put that on? I got a little garter thingy, whatever you want to call it, to go around there. Maybe, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, we want to get those switches in place. Let's do that.
Эх, разлетались кудри рассыпную, а до винунка мучила его. Лина глядела синюю степную, а в той дали не видно ничего. Лина глядела синюю степную, а в той дали не видно ничего. Тряхнул казак жеваной головою, сказал своим товарищам с тоской. Эх, сердце молодое.
How cool is that? We actually have like proper race car switches, so we flick that one up, and that's accessories and ignition. You will see me wire in the lights, so when the lights turned on, I know this has got power to it, we're all good. Flick it off, light will turn off. Fantastic. So, flick that on, flick that one up, and then that's our starter, which is really handy. That's a return back switch when you stop pushing on it, which is awesome. That's in. Tidy up the cabling a little bit so it's not dangling down. Also tidy up the fuse box, got that up out of the way. That was dangling down there for a while. Right, so we're all sorted to go in here. Let's see if the battery's charged enough. If it is, then it's time to try put this thing onto a ramp. Now, the clutch is being real funny. Doesn't really engage when it wants to. Sometimes I can get it to engage. Hoping that I can get it to engage so we can drive up the ramps, get underneath and really figure out what's going on. Plus, install our brand new exhaust system. There we are, with a little bit of fiddling with the clutch cable, we were able to get all the forward gears, but no reverse, so it still needs a bit of fine tuning. But we are up on the car ramps, which means we have access underneath the vehicle. Man, it's bright here today. And with access to the underneath the vehicle, we can finally put this in. So I've had this sitting in the shed for a few months, if you can't tell by the dust. I'm just trying to get an angle where I can see it. Anyway, 2.5-inch all the way through, 100-cell cat, and only one muffler and the tailpipe, so this thing's going to sound pretty good. Anyway, let's just whack it in underneath there. Hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, there we are. The exhaust is all bolted in underneath the car there, which is a bit hard to show you, but we can show you the tailpipe. Let's have a look at that. So it's just, oh, there you go. It's just a straight tailpipe on the end, and only the one muffler and the Cadillac in the line. So up the front, you will see me also playing with these bonnet pins. I picked these up for like 20 bucks or something like that from Japan while I was over there. They're just cheap items, but I thought they'll work well. I put those on there because the factory bonnet latch gets a bit sticky once you drive this car around a bit and it gets a bit hot, so we've completely taken that out. So we've got these to hold the bonnet down, and then we've got the secondary latch as a safety measure just in case it decides to fly up on us. So now's the time to see what that new exhaust sounds like, except we can't do that because we've got no fuel left. So off to the petrol station. Okay, let's see if we can start this time. Oh, it's not perfect, but it's a lot quieter. I suppose now we see if we can engage it in gear. So there you have it, comrades. Stalin is running again. I'm absolutely chuffed. We have managed to achieve so much over this weekend. Just little niggly things that have annoyed me about this car, and we've been able to tidy them up and get it all working properly. Except for that gearbox. The clutch still does not want to engage properly. So I ended up dropping the fluid inside the transmission just to make sure I had enough and had the right fluid in there. See if that helped. Did nothing. I've adjusted the cable as much as I can and taken all the slack out of it. Still hasn't given us a good feel in the pedal. So next what we might have to do is just take the whole clutch out and put a new one in there. When I got the clutch, it came with the engine and transmission, and I have no idea about the condition of it. It looks alright, it looked good, but now for these issues, let's just take it out and put a brand new one in there. They're cheap enough for these cars. They're a dime a dozen. So I'm going to call it there for the video, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Until then, proszę, comrades.